Hello and welcome back, or alternatively welcome anew, to the Indie Ocean, the Xbox Live indie game channel. This is Zombie Crossing, the zombie-themed spin-off from Animal Crossing, in which you play a decomposing dead cat reanimated by mysterious forces who must build a mausoleum out of bits and pieces of other decaying animals. Obviously this is a lie. It's actually a tower defense game. For those of you who don't know, tower defense games are about protecting a base from a wave of encroaching enemies. Well, many waves of encroaching enemies, increasing in size, and placing turrets around various routes and perimeters to fend them off. Zombie Crossing may not have anything to do with Animal Crossing, or indeed any crossing of any sort, but it is all about zombies. And those who are familiar with Xbox Live indie games know that zombies aren't exactly a rarity on the indie channel. But this is one of the rare examples of them not being completely gratuitously shoehorned into something that's otherwise zombie unrelated. Zombies actually make a lot of sense for tower defense. An unyielding, relentless advance by a mindless horde that doesn't think to go down the side streets to take an alternative route that's not full of miniguns and missile launchers, and a base that needs protecting against overwhelming odds. It's a good fit for tower defense. Zombie Crossing tries a few things of its own. It allows you to do some research to develop your towers. Not that unusual in itself, but the way it's done is quite nice. In usual tower defense fashion, you accumulate money as you eliminate zombies, but you can then invest this money into research, and of course the way you distribute your research determines what you have access to at any given time. More importantly, you keep fending off ever-increasing waves of zombies up until you use your money to buy a nuclear strike. And that's the only way of ending the level and moving on to the next level. This is different to any other tower defense I've ever played. And it's a nice idea, I quite like it. The game itself, though, does almost nothing to explain it. Unfortunately, despite its fairly nice presentation for an Xbox indie title, and pretty decent music, Zombie Crossing lets itself down badly, with a variety of bugs, at least one of which is completely mind-bogglingly game-breaking. Arguably the most noticeable of these bugs, at least at first, is the sniper rifle bug. One of the abilities you can research and unlock is a sniper rifle, which you'll see here. This lets you take a first-person view from a rooftop and pop off shots at zombies as they trundle along. At first I thought this was going to be just something to keep me occupied while my turrets were doing their business, so to speak. But actually, no. Because the sniper rifle is more like a rocket launcher. It takes out great mobs of zombies with one shot. But worse yet, worse than that game imbalancing problem, is the one where you try to pick up these golden coins. The only way to pick up these coins that zombies drop is by pressing the back button, which also pauses the game. Let me say that again. The only way to pick up these coins is by pausing the game. Every time. Who thought this was a good design choice? Did anyone even play this before release? But it gets worse. That is the barricade bug. And in case you think that's a one-off glitch where I got booted out of the game when I tried to place a barricade, well, watch this. Yep. And again. Yeah, it's 100% of the time. You unlock the barricade, I think, on level 2, and every single time you try to use it on any level throughout the entirety of the rest of the game, it will boot you out of the entire game. This is not something that's difficult to discover. This is a routine defense. It's a normal thing. It comes at an early level. It's useful for just sort of run-of-the-mill crowd control of the zombies. And this problem happens every single time. What this says to me is that no one ever play-tested this, including the developer. The developers themselves didn't play as far as level 2. And in fact, combining this with the sniper rifle glitch, where not only does it pause whenever you try to pick up money, but in fact, as you may have noticed, when you do pause, the sniper rifle scope turns into a mouse pointer. You can combine these elements, and what you end up with is a game that was never played, even once, even by its own developers. And it's a crying shame, because otherwise it's a well-presented, quite well-designed, interesting tower defense game. Sadly, although you can have some fun with it for a while, and I certainly did, these bugs are too serious. And it's not like there's a shortage of tower defense games. There are loads. So, give this a miss. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next time.